Okay, I wanted to make a short comment on the match between Nadal and Richard Gasquet that I guess I can't figure out all the time differences, but it was fairly recent. It was in the last day or two. And Nadal did not win that match ahead of the Australian Open. And one of my main points is really that if you're a Nadal fan, don't worry. Really don't worry. In fact, my theory of these sort of warm-up exhibitions is that, and this particularly applies to Roger Federer, but also to Nadal, is that it's actually better to lose coming into the Grand Slam, better to lose the warm-ups. But the more important point is that they often, by they I mean, the top players who are at the top of the game, and they, Nadal, Federer, they use these matches as tests and ways to experiment and ways to test out new things. Now, I haven't watched the Nadal versus Gasquet match, but I do know this. Gasquet is a good person to warm up with because he has some similarities in his game to Roger Federer, particularly now that you've got this new kind of backhand power from Federer. Gasquet has a tremendous backhand. He also has sort of an inefficient sort of backswing on it, but that's just kind of this bad habit he's built up. But the actual stroke itself is amazing and tremendous and powerful, and it may be, along with Wawrinka and Federer, those are probably the top three, at least one-handed backhands in the game. So in any case, Nadal probably was testing out some things. Gasquet is a good person to test out if Nadal's objective, which it's going to be, is to beat Roger Federer, which he has not been able to do, although he did win a Grand Slam on hard courts this year, and in 2017, the U.S. Open, and he is capable of doing it at least outdoors. We'll have to see how the courts are playing in Melbourne, but for Nadal fans, don't worry. It's really not a cause for concern for you if you're rooting for Rafael Nadal. Don't worry about it. Rafael looked basically in good form. I just kind of did a cursory view of the match, and he's probably testing out some techniques. And if anything, the loss. With the loss, he'll take some lessons into the Australian Open in terms of how to approach. Listen. Federer is his main challenge, but there is news now that Djokovic has flown to Melbourne. Djokovic is playing in the Australian Open, folks. And let me just remind you, he's been away for a while, and while he was, for the few months prior to his departure from tennis, for at least a little hiatus anyway, he wasn't playing very impressively. He's having some psychological problems, but let me say that Novak Djokovic is one of the best, obviously one of the greatest tennis players that has ever played the game. He will win. For Novak Djokovic fans, this is my prediction. I don't think it's a controversial prediction. He will win more Grand Slams. And I say Grand Slams because it will be more than one. Whether it's going to be the consensus seems to be that he's not going to win his first try, his first attempt with the Australian Open, particularly not without a more extended warm-up period. But stranger things have happened. Stranger things have happened. This is going to be an exciting Australian Open. If Wawrinka's in Melbourne too, it's going to be really good. We've got a couple of young guns. We've got Zverev. We've got David Goffin. We've got, of course, Dimitrov. And there's a number of others that can pull out some big upsets and are capable of doing that. So this is going to be an exciting tournament. Roger Federer has challengers that he has to deal with. He will be able to deal with them if he stays in the right mental shape and he maintains the inspiration. But they are real challenges. These are real substantial challengers to the title, and he is going to have to fight like he always does and like he will, and it's going to be gorgeous to watch, I know. So looking forward to more commentary on that. Nadal fans, don't worry. Djokovic fans, this is an exciting time. I mean, the man, this is one of the greats, and he's coming back to the game for the first time after a major break. So it's going to be very interesting to see Djokovic as well. I got to get going. Talk soon. Bye.